that's here. You've heard a lot about great teams, and you're sitting here, and I always refer to our state championships as you're sitting in this room as the best of the best. And so that is a congratulations in itself. But head coaches, I'm going to ask you, I want you to look around that table that you're sitting at and notice that there are people there with you. And so this journey, just as your student athletes have not made that journey without you, you haven't made this journey without the people at your school, your ADs, your principals, your staff there with you. So just take a few minutes this week and thank them for their support and their encouragement to you as you move on and prepare for the biggest stage that these young people that you coach every day and influence them are going to be playing on. So just some general information when Commissioner Tucker talked about laying out the superstitions and not doing everything that we've done all year. The state championships will be different, and we're going to start with the color of jersey that you're going to be wearing. So all throughout the playoffs, the home team, the higher seeded team, has been our home team. On Saturday, the East teams will wear the white jerseys. The West teams will be in the dark jerseys. So just so that we're all on the same page and testing my knowledge of geography in North Carolina, because I am from Louisiana, for the girls, 4A, Panther Creek will be in white. 2A men, Farmville Central will be in white. 2A women, Seaforth will be in white jerseys. 4A men will be Richmond Senior. 1A men will be Wilson Prep. 3A women will be Rocky Mount. 1A women will be Chatham Charter, and 3A men will be Northwood. Okay, so those are the teams that will be wearing the white jerseys on Saturday at each of your respective locations. Assistant Commissioner Trey Waters and Assistant Commissioner Brad Alford will be overseeing the championships at UNC. Myself, Caitlin, and Evan will be overseeing the championships at NC State. So we will be the point people with there. Commissioner Tucker has already mentioned that Athletic Director Coach Rigsby will be at UNC, and Coach Harris will be at NC State with us. We're going to ask and remind you that you please do not call each other when you leave this meeting and decide you're going to switch jerseys on your own, okay? Please leave here with the right jerseys. We do not want any hiccups this weekend. As mentioned before, tickets will be available through GoFan. They will be $15, all right? So just plus the service charge. So please make sure your fans know that. There is no re-entry into the facilities. At NC State, there is, we will make sure that we have security in all of the areas that doors could be potentially opened to let fans in. All right, so we've already walked through that. We will be patrolling that at NC State just because of the layout of that facility. There is a no smoking policy. There's a no vaping policy. All right, there's a no drinking policy. Please let your fans know they can party outside. Any radio information this week, we will be asking each team in the breakout sessions if you have a radio station that will be covering you. And Ms. Karen DeHart will be our contact in the office should you have anyone reach out to you for radio. As Commissioner Tucker said, you don't have to answer those phone calls, okay? You don't have to respond to that. You send everybody to us, head coaches, send them to your athletic director, send them to your principals. That's why they make the big bucks, to take care of you, okay? Some operations, just making sure that we're all on the same table. As we stated, we have NC State and UNC representatives here today. Please do not call them and ask them for a practice time on those courts before you warm up. The answer is going to be no, okay? That way everything is fair and equitable when everybody can get there to their respective sites on Saturday. NCHSAA will provide coolers for you. We will provide cups for you. We will provide towels for you. We will go over all the details of that in the breakout sessions. I'm just gonna ask generally that you please make sure and just remind your trainers, your managers, that once your game has concluded, please be respectful of the next two teams coming on the bench, and pick that stuff up. There are going to be trash cans at each end of the bench. We will also be going over in the breakout meetings, as Commissioner Tucker said, you're not going to run out the same way you normally do, all right? So all of that is going to change this weekend. We will be going over that as well. We have watched a lot of basketball games this year, and understand that just because we were not in your facility, we have this little special thing now called NFHS Network, and we can watch a lot of games all on the same night. Don't even have to go. And so I say that to tell you that we watched a lot of basketball games this year. I saw no students with body paint on. I saw all the students dressed. Nobody had on anything that was inappropriate. And so just a reminder that Saturday is going to be an extension of your gym. And so we do not allow that in your gym, so we're going to ask that you not allow it in our gym, okay? We're going to ask that you please remind your student body, your moms, your dads, there is no face paint allowed, no body paint allowed, and we want everyone dressed when they come through the door, okay? Should they come through the door dressed and then decide they're going to go to the restroom and undress, we're going to politely ask them to go get dressed or politely ask them to leave, okay? Again, making sure we're all on the same page. No noisemakers are allowed. Cheerleaders can have their megaphones. No bells, whistles, and no artificial noisemakers are going to be allowed. As we stated, things are going to be different. On your team credential form that I asked you, and I want to pause and thank every one of you for getting that back in such a quick manner. Some of you were returning that to me Saturday, almost within 2 hours after I was sending it out to you. So I want to thank you for taking care of that. We will be giving a sportsmanship award to a player from each team. That will be all part of the pregame ceremony. And again, we will go through that with you in our breakout sessions. Your pep band and cheerleaders, I actually talked to a coach this week and, said you are more than welcome to bring your cheerleaders. I'm not bringing my cheerleading coach with me. All right, so please, that's fine. Just take this information back to them. They have to arrive in uniform for game admittance, okay? We simply do not have dressing rooms for them to be able to change. Their uniform will be their admittance into the game, all right? Pep bands, you will be limited to 15 members of your pep band. Please make sure you don't go back today and throw 15 kids together and hand them some instruments and say, go for it, okay? Not what we want, all right? Please make sure that the little girl that can tumble real good down the hallways isn't part of the cheerleading team on Saturday. It is your varsity cheerleaders that have been your varsity cheerleaders all year long, okay? After the game, all right, this is where we all have to kind of take a deep breath and understand why we're here, and that it's easy for us as a staff to say, oh, it was good, you just made it. I coached for 16 years, and my thought is sometimes it's just not good just to make it, okay? We often as coaches tell our players we didn't get this far just to get this far. But our reality is that at the end of the games on Saturday, when that final horn goes off, we are going to have a team that wins, and we're going to have a team that doesn't. And that is where we're going to see what you have taught your students and what the culture of your program is. So we're going to ask that you win humbly and that you lose graciously, because it's not a shaking hands and everybody go back to the dressing room. We do have a post-game protocol. Everyone is required to stay on the benches and be a part of that ceremony, okay? And so we will be giving out NCHSAA, we were giving out awards. NCHSAA approved media and crews will be on the court. You will hear us tell you over and over and over and over in our breakout meetings to please let your spectators and student sections know they are not allowed on the courts when the game is over. After the ceremonies are over, we will take the runner-up coach, a couple of players to the interview room. We will also, after about 10 minutes, when those interviews are ended, we will then take the champion coach and 2 or 3 players into the interview room for them to be interviewed. Please be mindful that when you go into the interview room, that is not the time for you to tell the NCHSAA what you thought about us or the officials that day, okay? We can have those conversations later. We will be giving out a state championship plaque. We will be giving out the runner-up plaque. Each team will receive a medal, okay? There's only a certain number of medals. Should you need more, please reach out to us. We will make sure that we put you in contact with who you can get those medals from. You will be receiving championship t-shirts, okay? Please make sure these are the only shirts that will be allowed to be put on at the end of the games, okay? Please don't have boxes sitting behind the bench that the local t-shirt person made for you to put on, okay? We're gonna ask that you have on our state championship shirts. We will give you those. The student athletes can put those on for their pictures. You can keep them in the bag. We will let you decide how you're going to do that. We will then be giving out an outstanding player for each team, and we will be giving out an MVP overall for the games, okay? Again, we will be going over all of that in the breakout sessions to kind of delve into all the details. We will be having coach interviews during that time, so please make sure that you have someone in your breakout room that can take notes for you head coaches while you are being interviewed. Press availability, as we have said, will be with James, Brad, Trey, Caitlin, Evan, and myself. We will all be conducting the breakout meetings in the rooms that have already been discussed. So again, in closing, I would like to say a heartfelt congratulations to all of you. Remember, you're not sitting here by yourself. We look forward to seeing you on Saturday. If between now and then you leave here, you're discussing things back home, going back home, and you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to one of us as staff members of the NCHSAA. We want this week to be stress-free for you in handling and knowing all of those details. So congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you in the breakout meetings. Thank you.